Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about some new Mythic Plus affixes that have just recently been data mined off of the Wowhead website. And just kind of my initial thoughts on this, these look really cool. And I've been saying for a while now that Blizzard needs to add more affixes to the game because I know that there's been a lot of debate recently where people are talking about, which affixes need to be removed from the game and things like that. But honestly, I think that the game just needs more affixes because there's so few of them, so we're constantly doing them all the time. I think people are just getting bored of them, and I think having a bigger pool of affixes for players to interact with every week, I think will actually transform Mythic Plus and make it a lot more interesting for players. So in this video, we're going to be going over the affixes on the Wowhead website, and I'm just going to kind of talk about them and give you guys my thoughts about everything. Alright, so the first one that pops up is called Afflicted. So the way it reads is, Afflicted, while in combat, afflicted souls appear and seek the aid of players. Afflicted souls spawn with poison, curse, and disease afflictions. Removing any of these afflictions or restoring the spirit to full health causes it to despawn. Failure to remove these afflictions in time will inflict players with a negative status effect. And in the text here, it's saying that the negative status effect is actually going to be reducing haste of all players by 100%. So that feels terrible. That's going to be really just detrimental if you run into that when you're trying to do like a really big pull and just AoE trash down. Either way, to me it sounds like it's ideally going to be like a healer affix. However, I do like the fact that it says not only can you fully heal the spirits to get rid of them, but you can also remove the afflictions. So basically that means any DPS or tank, just anyone that's got a, remove curse or anything like that, is going to be really helpful for this affix. So I'm thinking like mages especially, where they can just pop their remove curse. So again, it looks like there's going to be a curse, poison, and disease. So it's going to be spread amongst all the different classes in the game to, I think, help with the removing of these. And also, I think it's really going to depend on just how many of these souls spawn. So yeah, if you get into a situation where it's kind of like explosive, where the bigger the pull, the more of these souls that spawn, then yeah, definitely I think if you're a DPS, you're probably going to have to help do this. So the next one is called Entangling, and it seems like the tooltip is actually wrong for this. Basically it reads, while in combat, entangling vines snare players. And apparently the way that this is going to work is very similar to those quests where you gotta like pick up a vine and then it slows you and you gotta like run away to basically like rip the vine out of the ground. That's going to be very similar to that. So basically you're going to randomly get, tethered to this vine, and then you're just going to have to run away from it to get that slow off you. And you have about 8 seconds to do this. Otherwise you're going to get stunned for 3 seconds. So I think for this affix, if you're like a mobile class, like a demon hunter, this is going to be just easy for you. You just dash away. But for, slower classes, this might actually be a little bit tricky, especially if you're trying to heal. That's going to be, I feel like this one might be tough for healers. I can just think of a situation where like everyone's really low on health and you're just frantically trying to keep everyone up, and then you get that vine on you and you're just like, oh crap, I gotta move. So I think it'll be easy for resto druids, but definitely hard casting casters in general, it's probably gonna be pretty tricky. So then the next one is called Incorp Reel. While in combat, Incorp Reel beings appear and attempt to destabilize players with spells that reduce their damage and healing done. Incorp Reel beings are susceptible to all forms of crowd control. So it seems to me like with this one, basically it's just going to be an ad that you need to CC. It's got an 8-second cast, so you got a little bit of time to, CC it. And it seems like it's going to actually be alive for 20 seconds and has a ton of HP. So you're not going to be able to burn this thing. You're just going to have to keep it CC'd and pray to God that nobody hits it. So I think this one will actually be kind of easy, especially for like coordinated groups, but I think pugs might actually struggle on this one. But yeah, I think this will be a pretty interesting one to see how this works out. And it seems like these are the only 3 that are been currently data mined. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if any more pop up between now and the next season. One thing I will say is before we wrap up this video, I decided to kind of scroll through the comment section of the Wowhead article, and holy shit, man, people are really upset about this. I had no idea people were this like passionate about new affixes in the game. To me, it doesn't really seem like these are that big of a deal to deal with, but I mean, I guess we'll have to wait and see how they actually work in the game. However, what I am curious about is your guys' thoughts on this. Are you guys happy about these changes, or are you guys thinking that these are like the worst things ever to come to the game? Either way, I would love to hear your opinions on this matter, because I just really liked engaging with you guys in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. And with that, I will talk to you guys later.